This is an overview of the design for the Worldwide Ferry Safety Association's 2020-2021 Student Design Competition. Our group is very excited to introduce you to some of the key features of this vessel's concept design. We'll begin by introducing the principal particulars of this vessel. On the right side, you can see the render of the Rhino model of the ferry, which hopefully gives a feel for what we're working with. On the left is a list of the principal particulars of the vessel. These values were iterated upon from a set of particulars that were obtained from a parametric analysis of similar vessels. Values of particular significance are the length between perpendiculars of 61.3 meters, the beam of 17 meters, and the draft of 2.6 meters. The particular that drove our design most heavily was the draft. This vessel's draft meets the Port of Tefe's shallow depth of 3.5 meters with a clearance of 0.9 meters. I'm now going to walk through the general arrangement of the vessel. I'll first explain key features using the inboard profile, and then I will quickly show the decks in plan view to describe the flow of each of the spaces. To begin, I'll discuss the passenger accommodations. The passenger hammocks are located aft on the O1 and O2 decks. When traveling at 18 knots, we thought it wise to place the open hammock deck aft rather than forward to maximize comfort. Next, flight seating areas are located forward on the O1 deck and aft on main deck. It's important to note that this vessel does not have an elevator, and so it was important that all essential passenger accommodations are accessible on main deck to ensure accessibility for passengers with disabilities that may prevent them from going upstairs. This includes the food service area, as well as passenger heads and ample space for wheelchair access. Airline seating will have built-in fold-down trays for dining, and each of the upper decks contain picnic tables for hammock passengers. The luggage room is also located on main deck and is sized to fit 2 large suitcases per passenger. Storage for personal items is located overhead for flight seating and in nearby lockers for passengers in hammocks. The vehicle deck, which houses the 9 small freight trucks, is located forward on main deck. Finally, the propulsion system, which is water jets, can be seen here in the aft portion of the engine room. In this plan view, we can see the layout of the main deck. Both passengers and vehicles will load and unload on the bow ramp. The bow ramp is sized to allow for a single lane of vehicles and 2 lanes of passengers. It is important to note that when unloading, vehicles will be backed off the ramp. Because there are so few vehicles, it is assumed that this can be done safely and efficiently. Once passengers are loaded via the bow ramp, they have 2 options to enter the passenger spaces. They may go to the port side lane and back through a passageway to either the aft flight seating area or up the stairwell to upper decks. Or they may go to the starboard side and pass through the luggage room to drop off luggage before entering passenger spaces. There is also one 100-person life raft located aft. I won't dwell long on this slide. You can see the layout of the hammock deck, dining area, and flight seating mentioned previously. And again, there is one 100-person life raft. This deck is much the same as the O1 deck, with the exception that the forward end of this deck is designated for crew accommodations for the chosen crew capacity of 24. The 6 cabins each contain 2 sets of bunked beds. A crew lounge is located in the center of the space for dining and general relaxation, and there is another 100-person life raft. Another important design aspect of this vessel is the safety on the bridge. As is standard safe practice, 360-degree bridge visibility is necessary. To meet this, the vessel has bridge wings on port and starboard, as well as an open deck aft of the wheelhouse for additional viewing. In terms of piracy protection, the vessel is also equipped with 2 long-range acoustic devices, or LRADs, which provide a targeted method of deterring pirates attempting to board the vessel. In terms of life-saving, the vessel is equipped with 4 100-person life rafts in addition to the 3 life rafts located on each of the passenger decks. These are located aft the bridge and will be deployed by the crew in the case of an emergency. The vessel's emergency diesel generator is also located aft the wheelhouse and can be easily accessed when necessary. Thank you for listening to this brief overview. More information on the design process can be found in our design report.